Elon Musk had just left a major innovation event, stepping outside to take a quiet walk. The flashing lights, investors, and congratulatory handshakes were all things he was used to, but sometimes he needed to escape the noise and see the world as it really was. As he turned a corner, something caught his eye. A man sat on the sidewalk, his clothes tattered, his face covered in the roughness of years spent outside. But what stood out the most was a small cardboard sign next to him that read, "I'm hungry, but my brain still works. Ask me a math question. If I get it right, buy me a meal." Elon stopped. This was different. He stepped closer, studying the man. There was something sharp in his eyes, buried beneath exhaustion. "You really like math?" The homeless man looked up, his expression tired yet oddly excited. "Math was my life, until it wasn't." Elon raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "All right, let's test that." The man grinned as if he hadn't felt excited in years. "Go ahead." Elon pulled a pen from his pocket and scribbled down a complex differential equation on a napkin. "Solve this." The man's fingers trembled slightly as he took the napkin, his eyes scanning the problem. Within a minute, he scribbled down the correct solution. Elon's eyes widened. "That's absolutely correct. Who are you?" The man sighed, a mix of pride and sadness in his expression. "Name's David. I used to be at MIT. Then, life happened." Elon sat down next to David, now truly invested in his story. "You went to MIT. What happened?" David let out a deep breath. "Life doesn't always go the way you plan, Mr. Musk. I was a prodigy, top of my class, obsessed with numbers, dreaming of building things that mattered. But then my mom got sick. I spent every dollar I had on her treatment. I lost my scholarships. My savings ran dry. And one by one, everything disappeared. I couldn't pay my rent, couldn't finish school. Before I knew it, I had nowhere to go." Elon frowned. "So, just because you lost your home, no one would hire you?" David chuckled bitterly. "People don't like hiring someone with no address, Mr. Musk. Doesn't matter if you're a genius." Elon stared at him, something shifting in his expression. He had spent his life searching for minds capable of changing the world. And here was one, sitting on a sidewalk, invisible to everyone else. "This isn't right." David looked at him, confused. "What do you mean?" Elon's gaze sharpened with determination. "I mean, you still have that mind, and I want to see what you can do." David hesitated. "What do you mean by that?" Elon pulled out his phone and made a call. "Gwen? Yeah, I need you to meet me at the SpaceX lab." "No, I'm not joking. We're bringing someone in." David's hands shook slightly. This wasn't real. It couldn't be real. "You're serious?" Elon smirked. "Some of the best ideas in history come from the most unexpected places." A few hours later, David stepped into SpaceX's research lab. The sheer size of the place, the high-tech computers, the massive rocket schematics covering the walls, it was overwhelming. "This is insane," David whispered. Elon guided him to a group of engineers. "All right, David, here's your shot. These guys are some of the smartest minds in the world. Let's see if you can keep up." One of the engineers handed David a problem, a highly advanced orbital trajectory equation. David sat down at a desk, fingers hovering over the keyboard. For the first time in years, he was back where he belonged. 20 minutes later, he finished. The room fell silent. An engineer turned to Elon, eyes wide. "He got it right. Perfectly." Elon grinned. "Told you." David's hands clenched into fists, his emotions overwhelming him. I can't believe this is happening." Elon patted him on the back. "Believe it, because this is just the beginning." A week later, David had an office, a laptop, and, most importantly, a future. Elon visited his desk one day and smiled. "The world loses too many great minds to circumstance, but not today." David looked at him, eyes filled with gratitude. Not today. David was no longer a man ignored by the world. He was an engineer at SpaceX, working on projects that could change humanity's future. Because sometimes brilliance isn't found in boardrooms or universities. It's found where no one else is looking. And Elon Musk had just found a genius where no one else thought to search. And that brings us to the end of this story. If you enjoyed it, Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for more inspiring stories.